Those social media handles are the same if you want to get in touch with us through our Y254 platforms, and they are Y254 TV on Instagram and Facebook, as well as Y254 channel on Twitter. If you want to get in touch with me directly, I am at Shiko Kaitani, which is SHIKOKAITTANY, both on Facebook, Instagram, and of course Twitter. Now on Mondays, it's all about current affairs, and as you probably know, the tax filing season is here with us, and it's about that time that we understand the process. Now for many of us, the youth included, filing is really not a priority. But what exactly are the consequences of defaulting, and most importantly, what is the importance of simply paying our taxes? Well, today in studio we are so happy to have with us Judith Njagi, who is from the Kenya Revenue Authority, in studio with us today to at least try and break down what the tax filing season is all about, and of course those expectations. So Judith, karibu sana to the studio.
Thank you, Shiko.
We're really happy to have you, because let me tell you, taxes is probably one of the top 10 things everybody hates to do. Filing our taxes seems to be so much work. It seems to be so complicated. Nobody wants to really deal with this thing at this time of the year. Yeah, and I'm sure you actually experience a lot of that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, so tell us, there's always this confusion about when it comes to the deadlines. What really does happen towards the end of the month of April, and what happens in June?
Thank you, Shiko. And as you said, I think the public find it difficult, but KRA has continued to make filing simple. And through one of ways like educating our people, and especially the youth, on the reason why to file, why to pay, and the reason we are here. So in June, that is June 30th, and this season starts all the way from January to June, but I think people have only internalized 30th June, the last day. That's the filing period, January to 30th June. But the filing is of a return and a declaration of a tax that is already paid. It's expected that all the tax it's paid either through pay, as you know, deductions by employers, also through installments, that is in case of companies and individuals in business. So if they have tax that qualifies to pay in installments, installments are paid within the year of income. Then come 30th June, or it can be 4th month following the year of income, depending, because some companies' year of income is different. For us youths and individuals, our year of income is January to December. So if a youth is in business, not just employment, there is a declaration to be made, and there is a payment to be made by 30th April. That is the 4th month after the year of income. So all the taxes paid by 30th April, then the return comes immediately after. That's why you find that the return comes the 30th day of the 6th month after the accounting period. So I hope that is the accounting period is January to December. So now we are talking of the year of income 2017.
Okay, let's break it down in examples. When we talk about we are filing our taxes, we are doing it for the year of 2017.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I said these returns that we want to make, it's for either tax that is already paid through employment, that is for those who are purely under employment. It is expected that your employer deducted the pay on monthly basis, because that's the employer's obligation. For those who are in business, because individuals and corporates are also expected to file returns, individuals' year of income, just like those employed, is January to December. So for them also we are looking forward for 2017 return, and we expect if there is any balance of tax to be paid, is paid by 30th
of June.
April, then by 30th June, the return is coming.
So
in other words, 30th June, we receive the papers. showing the figures
that you have,
or rather the declarations that you already made and the tax already paid.
Fantastic. Okay, we had a very interesting question. It may be very simple, of course, for a KRA official. But these are the type of questions that we have, based on our research and in discussing with individuals. And we have a question here that is about the type of taxes that actually affect wananchi. What affects individuals directly? I know there's so many types that are out there, but
maybe this time I would want to bring just 2 major taxes. Of course, we will talk about others just in mentioning, but there is what we call income tax and VAT. Those are 2 major taxes that mostly would affect the youths. Under corporation, the income tax, there are various modes of paying the income tax, and that's why it looks like there are so many taxes, but they are all under the Income Tax Act. So we have the corporation tax. Corporation tax is for companies, the limited companies, and these are the ones I was saying, they have their year of income as they choose. Some year of income could end in January, February, whichever, but as they choose the year of income, they count the 12 months, then the payment, as I had said, they are expected to pay tax in installments or corporates. Just the way we pay our taxes other, let's say if you're employed, you pay your taxes almost on monthly basis. They are expected to pay their taxes in 4 equal quarterly installments. That's for corporates. And come the 4th month, end of the 4th month following end of a year. This time I may not quote ahead of a year because for corporates it varies. But let's assume a corporate's end of year is December. Then it means by that year, the April, they are filing what we call balance of tax. Having paid all the installments, having done their books, and they are able to know how much should they pay. They less the installments, then they pay the balance of tax. If through the installments the payment was higher, then it means they would be in a credit. So that's corporate tax. We have individual tax. These are individuals who may not be employed, all may be employed, but they also have businesses. So those are the ones I said, the end of year, the accounting period ends in every December. Again, if they have a tax that is above 40,000, and they can speculate and know their tax will be 40,000 and above, they're expected to pay their taxes again in installments. And April, they pay ahead of the balance of tax. Then by June, they're filing their returns. We have another tax, still under income tax. We call it turnover tax. Turnover tax is for actually the youths and the informal sector. Any person whose business is not quite established, and they call themselves juakari.
So the juakari,
So a simple tax was put for them. No books required, no much accounting. They simply pay a 3% of the gross, a flat 3% of the gross income. That's a pay. It's paid also on quarterly basis. Most of the people have not picked this tax for for a reason I don't know. Maybe we would research and know why. But we don't see many taking up this tax.
And yet it's very favorable.
It was to fit. Actually, it was demand for the public in that sector that this tax was established.
Because the idea is millions actually go through the Juakali sector, and there's a lot that's moving through the Juakali sector, so they equally can contribute to the development of the country.
And they do, and they should. But we realize when we put a simple tax, we thought it's a simple tax, it didn't pick as expected. So we are still thinking around on what next to do for that sector. We also have payee, Shiko, you know, that everybody who is employed, tax is deducted from them every month. And the obligation of deducting payee lies on the employer. So it's good that every youth that is employed, you ensure that actually the tax deducted from you is also paid. And that we can do quite easy through the iTax system.
Yes.
You can actually know that your employer paid or did not pay.
Exactly. I like that. It's a good way to monitor. Okay. We actually want to get into taxation brackets, because I think that's also a very murky area about knowing who is taxable and who isn't taxable, and what are the deductions that individuals are actually facing depending on how much they're earning. In specific, those who of course are running a business and pay as you earn.
Okay.
Right. And earlier on, I managed to actually get Judith to come up with an example just to make it easier for all of us to actually understand what we'd be paying in terms of your earnings. Okay.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us briefly, a little bit about that through an example?
Yeah. Sorry, just to take you back a bit.
Yes.
For corporates.
Yeah.
The tax rate is 30% flat.
Right.
Corporates, that is current. I'm talking about the current state.
Yeah.
But for individuals, we call it graduated rates, which run from 10% all the way to 30%.
Right.
And that's how this example will bring out.
Yes.
And we've taken a youth by name Anne, earning a salary of 30,000.
Okay.
And this could be employment salary or an income. Anne may not be employed, but is earning
30,000.
30,000.
Okay. Okay.
So the question is, should I just pay because I'm employed, or if I'm in my own business, should I pay also?
Yes.
And I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because everybody is contributing. So for Anne earning 30,000,
yes,
you take the 30,000 and you less the first bracket of 12,298.
Okay.
Because that first level is taxable at 10%.
Right. Okay.
That will give you a tax of 1,230 shillings.
Okay, so from the 12,000 ... you've
Times
taken out
10%.
10%. So you've taken out
1,230 shillings.
30 shillings. Okay.
That's the first level of taxation for an individual, whether employed or in own business.
Yes.
So we are left with 17,702 shillings. You go to the second level, because the levels are well stipulated at the law.
Yes.
The second level is 11,587, which is taxed at 15%.
Okay.
So you less it from the balance. 30,000 minus 12,298 gives us 17,702.
Yes.
Again, you less the second level, 11,587. 11,587 is taxed at 15%. So the tax at that level is 1,738. That's our second level.
Yes.
So there's still a balance.
Yes.
So we have 6,115 shillings.
Yes.
Now you realize that this is below, because the other levels still to come are also 11,587.
Okay.
So since this is now below, it goes direct to a taxation of 20%. So it's like we are coming from 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yes.
So if one was earning 100, you'd see that they will cover all the levels.
Right.
But for this case, we are stopping at 6,000, that balance, which is taxable at 20%. 20%.
Okay.
So the tax there again is 1,223. So you add these taxes from the 3 levels.
Yes.
Because for this case, we have reached only 3 levels.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So the total tax here for Anne is 4,191.
So if she's earning 30,000, what should be paying KRA is 4,000?
It should be 4,191, but KRA has given a relief to all individuals. Corporates don't enjoy relief. Relief is, tax relief is for individuals, whether employed or in own business. So the relief, after the government considered and increased it a bit, is 1,408.
Okay.
So if you reduce that, Anne will be paying, that is on monthly basis, 2,783 shillings.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how it goes, and you just take your level, your salary, your income, and compute that way.
Yes.
Give yourself a relief. and you pay the tax.
And then yes, so you'll have an idea of what is actually going and what you're paying into the government.
Yes.
Okay.
And the difference, Shiko, if I may say,
yeah,
for those employed, this tax is paid on monthly basis because this is how the employer should deduct and pay. But if you're in business, you don't pay on monthly basis.
Okay.
You wait until now end of the year, you compute using now the annual rates, which are just simply the monthly rates times 12. And you give us you pay the tax after you give yourself a relief.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have that SMS number, which is 22162. Please begin your text message with the word YM254. If you'd like to have any questions for Judith, we're going to ask my director to give us at least 10 to 15 more minutes on this particular program so that we can get to understand more about taxation. That being said, as those text messages come in, Judith, let's check out this question concerning about the youth in particular. Now, most young people have their salary deducted, and for them, in their minds, from pay as you earn, it actually ends there. And most people just believe, I don't owe the government anymore. So the question is, what is the purpose of filing, okay, if deductions have already been done by my employer?
That's a good question, Shiko. I would start by saying employment starts from 8 to 5. That is in Kenya. We've not yet gone into the other hours of working late and all. But whichever the case, there's a time that you give your employer. After that, your employer doesn't know what you do. Even as you're sitting here, he doesn't know what is running out there. There could be a business running out there as you serve this employer. So since the employer only deducts what he knows, it is expected that that youth declares the whole amount or the whole income. That is the employment income plus any other income that they could be earning from side hustles, I may call them.
Yes, that's actually, I was going to bring up that word. So let's talk about side hustles. So what you're saying is that side hustles must be declared. But even when we talk about side hustles, you know, when we say side hustles, the idea is that it's not a very grand thing, you know? I mean, hence why you've got the first job. And the belief, the common culture in Kenya is that you can't survive on one salary. You've got to have one or two things that you're doing. But now even that side hustle that's just bringing me a few extra coins, even that has to be declared?
Yes, Shiko, because you have earned an income. Which you add to the employment income. And now again compute the way we have done it. Supposing the employment is 30,000. And by the way, sometimes the side hustles even bring more. it could be hobbies. Like I would think of shooting during weddings. Here you do this job, and then on Saturdays, Sundays, your birthdays and all that.
Photography.
By the end of the month, you have another almost more higher than your salary. So you need to add it to your salary and declare. But that bit now, that's what we are saying should come, the declaration, after the accounting period is over. January to December. Yeah, we don't expect you to be paying every other side hustle income on monthly basis. No.
Okay. So even in the case, because I think this is very related, especially this being a youth channel, when we talk about the arts, you've got musicians, you've got graphic designers, you have, I don't know, poets, what have you, you know, you name them, there are quite a number. In cases like that, an individual who's just an upcoming artist, but probably has a show here, there, you know, makes maybe 10,000 at the entrance, whatever you want to call it, they must declare that as well.
Yes, they must, because in Kenya we don't have what we call tax holidays that we hear in some other countries. So we are saying whatever you earn, but of course there is a limit. There is a level of taxation from when the taxation should start. If you're earning 13,000, that there is that figure, 13,000 around 400. Below that, you don't pay taxes.
Okay.
So if your income is below that, you don't declare.
Yeah.
But if it's above,
yeah,
you just simply declare, even if it's one level of taxation, pay that one level and feel comfortable, feel together with the other taxpayers. Yes, because what we say is that everybody should have a contribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My director is telling me that, okay, fine, we won't have too much time. So let me just run a few questions by you that have come in through our SMS number. And we've got a question here from Jacob, also asking about Kenyans living abroad.
Yeah.
Do Kenyans who are living abroad have to pay taxes, and why?
Yes, Kenyans living in abroad have to pay taxes because their taxation is based here in Kenya.
Yeah.
So they are not, okay, there are some countries we have what we call double tax agreements.
Yes.
But since these are still Kenyans, they belong to Kenya.
Yeah.
They need to pay their taxes in Kenya. And actually, even up to now, there is an amnesty still running, heading in around December, calling Kenyans to declare all the tax. We know there are so many who've bought properties abroad.
Yes.
But we are calling Kenyans to bring back the money to Kenya.
Oh, is that it?
Yes,
Okay,
and we shall forgive, or rather waive any interest as long as they declare and bring the money in Kenya. And it's good to tell the Kenyans in the diaspora, you need to declare your taxes and pay, just like any other Kenyan.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a question here that has also come in from Emmy about what is the process of doing tax return for the employed, and what are the penalties rather if I don't do it?
Okay, I would take that to be an individual return.
Yes.
That is, the penalty is quite hefty.
Yeah.
Because we increased it from 1,000 actually to 20,000.
Okay.
So if you don't pay, or you just pay immediately after due dates, you'll be fined 20,000. If that return had tax to be paid, the tax will also accrue an interest of 1%.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's the reason why we are calling upon you, youths and everybody else, to file your returns on time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last question on importation of goods. You know, we've got a lot of young people who are startup entrepreneurs. Yeah. And you know, you've got a lot of businesses where young people are bringing in, whether it's tech gadgets, it's mobile phones, when it's bringing in beauty products from outside. What should one actually keep in mind? And I like this question because as we decide that we actually want to get into our side hustles and build them to become our main businesses, what should I think about in the back of my mind when I'm importing goods when it comes to VAT and something that we call excess tax? Can you explain a little bit about that, and even, you know, let someone who actually has that idea in mind know that, you know, they've got to keep their taxation in mind?
Yeah, that's good, Shiko, because I didn't have a chance to talk about VAT, but this brings in the VAT, which is the other major tax. VAT is at 16% and it's a monthly tax. So if a youth brings goods into Kenya, they are taxed at the point of entry by our department, the customs,
Yes.
And there is excise, there is the import duty to be paid, and other taxes that go around importation. So the VAT is computed 16% of the cost of the goods plus the importation duty. So that's how it is, and it is paid at the point of entry. But if this youth comes and sets up a business, and the business is registered for VAT, because one has to register for every relevant tax. And for VAT, qualification is a little high. It's we look at an income of 5 million per month.
Wow. Okay.
For any person to qualify. But of course, the law allows for voluntary. So when they pay tax at the point of entry, and they have actually registered to pay tax locally, VAT locally, we allow them to offset that VAT that they paid at the point of entry. So they have to declare the VAT they have charged. And I'm sure we all know that VAT is paid by the consumer. It's the person buying those goods now from the local supplier.
Exactly.
So the local supplier, having registered for VAT, would declare the sales and the VAT on sales at 16% and offset 16% on purchases
Okay.
But again, the receipt has to be valid. It's what we call ETR receipt.
Exactly. I like that.
It should be valid.
It should be valid.
Yes.
Okay. So even as we get into our last two questions, Judith, speaking about that VAT, we've seen situations whereby even now KRA is probably doing a crackdown on corporates who are dealing with suppliers, for example, because if you're not able to generate an ETR receipt, someone is not allowed to transact with you because it goes to show that you're not paying your taxes for that. Okay, so I want you to explain the importance as to why, even if you're bringing in goods into this country, you must be able to make your payments in order even to interact with different companies, because KRA does go through their books. And if you do come across suppliers who have not paid, not even registered, there's a problem.
A big problem.
Okay.
And now it's so easy for us, Shiko, because we have a system we call iTax.
Yes.
And what we do, we just run a number of pins.
Yeah.
And especially with the linkage with the government, we are linked with the IFMIS. We are able to see who is supplying where. And we've noted so many people supplying the government.
Yeah.
They are paid and they are not anywhere in our books.
Yes.
So those are the people we are going for.
Yeah.
And already there is a task force set, especially again for people who have made business.
Yes.
They have sold and they have used erroneous ETR receipts to claim their input, meaning bringing their tax payment lower.
Okay.
So that is already happening.
Yes.
So I would propose that I would encourage every youth to be sure that one, the receipts that you are giving us, the sales and the input receipts are valid receipts.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we'll still get you through the system.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, my director tells me that we are running out of time, Judith, but I really want to talk to you about what KRA is planning to do about sensitization of taxation, especially amongst the youth, because like I said, this is a very murky area. It's a very difficult one to also understand. Even for me, by the way, I find it very difficult. You might have to give me classes after we get off this show. But what are you doing about that, and how can young people actually get to read more about this and understand more about taxation?
Okay, we have for the youth, we have the platforms to engage. That is the Twitter, the Facebook, and also our internet, where we post a lot of material. We also do seminars where we engage even with the stakeholders that deal with the youth, and they help us mobilize.
Okay.
And there's actually one coming. I would wish we could have contacts. We invite them.
Yes.
So we invite for them for one-on-one and also for group seminars.
Yes.
Just to demystify these difficulties.
I heard even now you're in schools now.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we have school tax clubs where we want to inculcate the tax paying culture.
Oh, that's
so
great.
So as a child is growing from down layer to a youth to an adult, they know actually the importance of paying taxes and even how to go
about it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So maybe you can read out that website that we can actually read more information about, of course, taxation and of course the importance, because this is of course a techie savvy kind of crowd that you're talking to. So why don't you tell them how they can find you online?
Yeah, we have the www.kra. By the way, if you just go into the net and just do KRA, you'll find our web.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. Okay, last words. We want to say goodbye.
Yes, and I would encourage the youth, file your returns. Don't wait for 30th June. It's now.
It's now.
The season started in January. It could be an early return. And by the way, we have a mobile app. So just download it. Okay. And use it to file your early returns. But any other returns, use our website where we have the iTax portal.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I like that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming. You've had it for yourself, okay? Please don't wait until the 30th of June. Of course, you know, as Kenyans, we're known to be last minute.
Yeah, I know. There'll be a lot of queue, so much queue and jam.
Yeah. Okay, don't wait till the 30th of June, ladies and gentlemen, of course, to file those returns. I want to say a big thank you to Judith Njagi, who is from the Kenya Revenue Office Authority, here to actually demystify taxation and help us understand the process. Judith, I think we're going to have you back in studio very, very soon to recap on this discussion. I hope you'll be available for that. Okay, but be sure to actually continue to interact with us through that SMS number, which is 22162, in case you still have more questions concerning taxation, and we'll be sure to actually put you in touch directly with the likes of Judith and other officials from KRA so that you can know how to go about the process of filing your returns this particular year. Okay, but that being said, allow me to say kwaheri because it's time. Thank you so much for watching Hello Day. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow with the rest of the gang right here on Y in the Morning. Have a lovely day.